Now, in my opinion, and I think, most people will agree, probably this is one of the best takedowns you can take from wrestling and using jiu-jitsu. For me, this always worked very well. And then even when he fails, I don't mind because I fall exactly where I would normally like to be when I play jiu-jitsu, like traditional jiu-jitsu. I like playing like butterfly guard and half guards and so on. I know it sounds bad, Bryony. Don't put faces, I know. Wrestlers do pull guard. And it works very well, all right? We pull guard to wrestle up. We pull guard to wrestle up, all right? If you look this technique up online, the traditional way of doing it, how they do it in wrestling, it's quite difficult to reproduce. The way that I like to teach and the way I like to do it is very easy, very basic. As long as you can do this, so as long as you can do this, you should be fine doing the technique, right? So as long as you can sit like this and you can put your leg flat, you should be able to do the technique. Now, if you can't do that, there's not a problem. I'll show you a variation of it that you can still do without having this type of flexibility, right? I know it's not for everyone, to kind of get yourself in this type of angles. For that reason, I have a variation, and I can show you that as well. So nothing to worry about. Now, to try and learn this technique, we're gonna learn it from the ground up, and then we're gonna do we're gonna do it up on our feet. So Radu is gonna sit in front of me, the same like me on mine, he's gonna match my stance. Let me take my glasses off so I don't, actually, I will take them off. So he's in front of me, we're gonna go over under, right? So over under, right? Over under. This is where we're gonna be. Now, as I said, I'm just gonna sit on my heel. I'm gonna sit on my heel. I'm gonna stick one leg out, right? This leg. I'm gonna cover this way. I'm gonna flip Radu over. I'm gonna hold him. I'm gonna pin him, all right? So one more time. So look, we're both of us over under, all right? As I said, I sit on my heel. I stick one leg out. I stick one leg out. I tilt him, flip him over, pin him, all right? So now if you grab a partner, please, and start doing this 5 times on the left, 5 times on the right, and then we're gonna come back, and we're gonna go up on our feet, and we're gonna do the same stuff, but slightly different when we are up on our feet, okay? The same like we said with the other techniques that we've been working on over the last few weeks. In the best case scenario, to perform all these upper body throws, I need forward drive, forward momentum, all right? You can force some of the moves on your opponents, this being one of them. So I can sometimes force myself or force my move onto my opponent, especially this type of lateral throw. You have to be careful. I need him to give me something in order to do it, right? In gi or in judo, forcing this type of move on someone works better because you have more leverage by, wrapping over here, grabbing on their gi, so they are properly locked, so I have more movement. No gi or wrestling, it's a bit more awkward, especially if they have a singlet on because they're more slippery, so it's harder. So I need forward momentum, right? Now, there are a couple of ways of doing this here, if you want to. So, we're over under, right? Here. If he's there, I'm not gonna be able to take him down, right? Because he's too far away. If I try and kick that leg, very likely I'm gonna find myself on me back. So I can't, as I say, force the move on Radu. So I need him to step forward. So if we're here and we are wrestling, right? I don't know if you've been here when we discussed about over-unders and underhooks and overhooks and so on. Now, if you look here, this is not my underhook, isn't it? Why is this? He's overhook. He's in control, right? Because he's bent that way. So very likely he's going to throw me this way. So this is not my underhook. If you think this is my underhook, I'm going to be taken down. So my underhook is this. I need Radu to be here, right? I need him here. I need him tilted this way a bit, right? So we're wrestling. I have a good underhook. Now, I need him to come forward. I pull on him. As I pull on him, and he's driving forward towards me, and he's tilted this way, I know I can throw him. He's done now. So now, I just need to literally do the same thing. I'm just going to put my leg there, flip him over, straight into a pin. All right? So again, obviously, if this is not him driving forward, and I'm forcing him to come forward, right? If he's already pushing into me, or we are here, this is easy for me to throw him, right? If we are here and he's driving into me, this is easy for me to just get in and throw him. And I will show you that variation as well, right? But this is the easiest way to do it. So over under. As I said, I need him tilted this way a bit, okay? So I pull on him, he's tilted this way. Now literally just gonna block, flip him over, pin him. So one more time, and then I'll let you do this with your partner. So we're here, over under, right? As I said, I'm gonna pull on him, make him step. He's tilted. I need him tilted. Step, straight into a pin, all right? So grab your partner, and let's start doing this together. We need 2 weeks on this move, just because, as I said, in my opinion, it's one of the best moves you can take from wrestling and using jiu-jitsu, and vice versa. It's one of the easiest way to take someone down. There are loads and loads and loads of variations of doing this move. In my opinion, even if you have, fairly limited mobility, you should be able to do this. If you are struggling with this, it is another way of doing it where you can use your hand. I will show you that now, and then I will show you how to troubleshoot it in case it fails. And next week, if you are coming back to the class, we're gonna be working on to this slightly more advanced, or the way you should do this move if you're wrestling, right? Here, it's not really realistic, innit? If we're wrestling, how long is Radu gonna stay here? He's not gonna wrestle here, innit? He's wrestling here, he's moving, hands, right? He may throw an underhook, but then he's gonna go. He's not gonna stay over under. Yeah, jiu-jitsu, yeah. Or if we do MMA and they're a bit tired and we're clinching on the wall and so on, fair enough. He's gonna stay here because he wants to rest. In wrestling, very unlikely, especially younger guys like them lads, they're not gonna stay here long enough for you to perform this move. So this is why next week we're gonna work on to the proper way of doing it, this one, if you're wrestling, right? Now, as I said, if you have limited mobility and you still want to use a form of lateral drop, the way you can do it is like this. So we're wrestling, we're here, right? I'm tilting him, okay? I'm tilting him. As I'm pulling onto him, he brought his leg. I have limited mobility, I can't go on my hip. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna shoot this as high as I can, I'm gonna punch it, and I'm gonna do this. And I'm gonna put Radu on the floor, right? And I will tell you a funny story with this. So we're gonna do it one more time. So we're here, over under. As I said, I don't want to go down because I'm worried he may, catch me or land on me, or I have limited mobility. So I'm gonna pull on him. I need movement this way, right? And I'm gonna step. And I'm gonna put Radu on the floor. Now, I've been wrestling now for a while, right? And obviously over the years I had several people training with me on and off and whatever. And then genuine takedown, it took few years for someone to train with me regularly or consistently in order to take me down, right? I'm not saying I'm the best, but if you start from scratch, I have 33 years more experience than most people, right? So I had a bit of time on the mat, so I'm fairly more resilient. But Simon, you all know Simon. Simon, bold Simon like me, yeah? Simon, the first time he took me down, but genuinely not, me messing around, whatever. Genuinely, he forced me, he took me down with this. So I showed him this move a while back, and then after a couple of years of us training, one class, we've been sparring, and then he pulled hard on me. I planted his leg. I was worried that he's gonna throw me the other way because he kind of clamped down on me, and then all of a sudden he punched up and bang, clean on my back, 4 points. So it was a sad drive home. sad and happy, all right? I'm happy when they take me down. So, as I said, grab your partner now. We're just gonna do this variation, few times each, and then we're gonna start sparring. But this is a good variation, especially if you don't want to go down on the floor, all right? And you are worried or you do jiu-jitsu or whatever, you can use this, all right? This works very well, as I said. Pull on him, punch this up, and grab their knee, and just put them down, right? Very likely they're gonna pull guard on you, but that's fine. It doesn't matter, you're there already. Cool, Luis, is it right if I use you again? So as I said, if you come here, as I said, like Peter, you haven't been here last week. So pretty much last week, this is what we done. So we're over under, right? We're wrestling and so on. Luis drives into me, and then I pull him forward, brings this leg here, right? I go down on my hip, and I flip him over, put him on his back, and pin him, all right? So I pretty much just sit down like this, and with my leg sticking out, he comes over and so on, right? Now, as I said, I find it very safe, because if he fails, so if you come in front of me, go on your knees, right? As I said, if he fails, and I land awkwardly, if I have this grip, the overhand, like the overhook grip, and this one here, and I'm slightly tilted this way, like so, I still can move, like arch back, flip, and then take Luis that way and come on top, right? It's like a half butterfly. Obviously, it's a bit more effective in jiu-jitsu because you don't mind landing on your back in jiu-jitsu, right? If you use this move in jiu-jitsu and then I just go down, as I said here, it's okay because in jiu-jitsu it's like pulling guard and then I flip him over, right? In wrestling, it's okay as well if he fails. The issue is that if you can't turn him off you and you have to go belly down, you gave away 4 points. So it's right because you're landing clean on your back. But it's fine as long as you don't let go of that arm because you should be able to recover, hopefully. Now, as I said, he needs to drive into me, right? So he needs to drive into me. So we're here, we're wrestling and so on, right? Let me take my glasses off. What method? Hello. Come in, sir, come in, come in. So I'm here, you know, we're wrestling and so on. I need Luis to drive into me, okay? I need him to drive into me. As he drives into me, the other leg goes underneath. I drop my stance a bit, right? I drop my stance a bit and I look over my shoulder. So as I'm coming up, he goes over my hips and goes sideways and I get him, you know, I throw him sideways. So we're here, he drives into me, push, 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 push. I step with my right leg, I look over my shoulder, throw him over and land. You okay there, yeah?
Yeah.
And I land him on his back. This is how you should take down a wrestler, right? Like this. When you stick your leg out, like we do in jiu-jitsu to flip them over, it works very well, but you expose yourself to counters, okay? So ideally you should use this when you wrestle. So have him drive into you, step in and throw him over. So don't drop, just throw him, right? Lateral drop him over your hips. Now, the last one that we're gonna do, it's a bit of a cross between the lateral drop and the hip toss. But you don't really need to bring him over your hips, right? You pretty much just drop down on your knees. And one of the guys that I used to train with, he used to use this move a lot. I mean, like, he used to take a lot of people down with this move. So it's a bit of a cross in between a lateral drop and a hip toss. Now, I'm squared in, right? I need him the same. I need him tilted. You okay there, yeah? Yeah. I need him tilted slightly this way, right? But again, I need him to drive into me, all right? I need him to drive four round, I'm gonna throw you hard, right? And then instead of falling, you pretty much just need to fall in the pocket here. And then he goes in front of you. Literally, it's a cross in between a lateral drop and a hip toss. You're literally just whip him down in front of you. Like we do, you know when we do the head toss, the head and arm toss here? So when we do the head and arm toss here, and then we just drop here in front of us and we just twist, this is what we do here as well. So he drives, right? He drives into me, he drives, I have him tilted this way, and I literally just flip him down here. I literally just drop sideways on my knees, and I just whip him down, right? So now grab your partner and try and do the first move we done without the crash pad, and then this move as well, all right? You should be fine without the crash pad, boys, all right? Just give it a go, and then we're gonna start sparring. Cool, 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 cool.